over and over again. You like, I don't know why I keep going through these patterns. I don't know why I keep going through these cycles. My family's going through these cycles. My great granddaddy going through these cycles. I'm getting into these cycles with my relationships. Well, this form of astrology is what I like to call, and what is called, evolutionary astrology. Helps you understand the cycles of the past and your current mission and vision in this particular lifetime. So today, welcome in. We're going to be talking about the Cancer and Capricorn axis. And what does that mean? North Node, South Node in Cancer, and North Node and South Node in Capricorn, okay? For those of you that's checking in for the first time, what's going on? My name is Crew, aka Araneae Storm. I am your evolutionary root work astrologer. And if you are ready to transform with the storm, then you have come to the right place, all right? Welcome to my humble abode, all right? For those of y'all that's coming in for the first time, and if those of y'all that's returning in, what it is, what's up? Got your in the cut. I don't know why that. For those of y'all that know it. If y'all don't, it's not good. Anyway, all right. Before we drop it like it's hot for Cancer and Capricorn axis, real quick, just want to go ahead and drop. We do have the cheat sheets available for this particular thing. If you want to take notes, I'm offered taking notes. All right. But if you just want the tail, I would say cliff notes, of evolutionary astrology, North Node, South Node, and understanding those terms and things like that so you can apply it to your own personal chart. That link is down below for the low. All right, so definitely check that out. There's also more courses, so feel free to stop by and check out the rest of the courses there. And also personal readings are also available as well too. Evolutionary, general, and locational astrology for like the best places to live, work, and travel. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. I think not. No, I don't think so. We will have more courses also as well coming up soon. So I'll make announcements for that. But definitely check the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to the free newsletter to stay updated and also get some personal freebies sent straight to your email. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. By you liking this video, it actually gets to the people that it needs to get to as well. So for those that are actually searching for these videos, by liking it, YouTube actually pushes these out to people that is like maybe searching for recommendations and things like that. So I appreciate that. And also comment down below because I love to read your comments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Capricorn and the Cancer axis here. So we did a welcome, all that stuff. Okay, so what are the nodes? What are the lunar nodes or North Node and South Node that we're talking about here? Well, the lunar nodes happens when the sun and moon meet at an intersection, the celestial points. So in your personal chart, your personal birth chart, or your personal blueprint, your star blueprint, if you will. This happens when we're talking about South Node and North Node astrology. South Node is the patterns or the past life incarnations that you've lived that you carried over into this lifetime. So this stuff that you pretty much know. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like memory, muscle memory here. Now your North Node is the energy that's kind of uncomfortable when you get into this phase and this energy. You're like, ooh, it can be kind of, but once you step into it and once you're in alignment or get more into alignment with it as you learn, it starts to, you start to really feel, like I'm saying, it's not the easiest journey, but you start to feel a little bit more in alignment than your past. Now, granted, it's not to say that you're completely leaving your South Node energy because you're also going to carry that in this incarnation with you, but it's more to find an equal footing, all while breaking through the box, outside of the box, which would be your North Node energy, okay, in your personal birth chart, all right? So definitely look to see where it's at. Even if you don't have Cancer and Capricorn as your personal North Node and South Node, it still will affect you depending on where Capricorn and Cancer is in your birth charts, in the houses and things like that, okay? All right. Okay, let's go on to the thing that we're talking about here. Cancer energy and Capricorn energy before we get into the nodes, okay? Cancerian energy is the mother, queen mother, okay? It is the nurturing, the ability to nurture versus nature, all right? When somebody says, no, it's just in their nature, there's more cap, right? It's structured. It's the things, the structures that have built you and bred you, I guess you could say. Like when somebody says, I'm bred from New York, whatever, bred you into your, versus nurture is Cancerian energy, um, and also too, like babies are also ruled by Cancer here. Birth, mothership, your relationship to the mother, your relationship to the divine feminine. It also rules Cancer, or the moon, I should say, rules over Cancer. The planet, or the energy of the moon, rules over Cancer. So it talks about these different cycles and phases. It talks about time. It talks about nostalgia. It talks about our ancestors, our ancestry, our roots, especially when it comes to the divine feminine, and also the matriarchy, or the women in our families as well. This also goes to talk about our spiritual gifts, okay, and also to our hidden gifts, because it's the moon, so it can hide, in the darkness and things. So these are some of the things that you can see. It's the home as well. So your internal home is also ruled by Cancer. Your actual internal, like inner child, you can see here. Also with Leo too, and we'll get to that next week. But you can see that with your inner child with Cancerian energy here. But also you can see the physical home as well, being ruled by the Cancerian energy. It's the fourth house of the birth chart. Okay, so Cancer is the ability to nurture yourself, your ability to nurture others, your ability to show empathy, and can be a little moody, all right, as well too, with the Cancerian energy. It also has to do with our menstrual cycles, and the breast and the stomach, and like I said, the babies, the births, or if it's like creative projects as well too. We could talk about the birth of something new. Now with Capricorn energy, which is on the opposite end of Cancer, this is Big Daddy Saturn. Now, granted, Capricorn in Western astrology is considered as divine feminine energy as well, even though we kind of look at Capricorn as divine masculine, but whatever you want to call it, it really, all of them go both ways, for real. No pun intended. Okay. But as I was saying, Capricorn energy definitely has to do with the structures. It has to do with the foundations. Okay, the building bricks. Capricorn is the type of energy. Once it sets a goal bar here, it'll work backwards in order to get to that goal. Now, it's not just about ambition, or working hard to get to the goal, or picking yourself up by the bootstraps. Even though Capricorn does give that energy, all right, I would definitely even say that Capricorn, the dark side of Capricorn, the platonic side of Capricorn, definitely rules America. Okay, you can see that those structures of Capricorn definitely playing out with America. All right. But it rules our government systems. It's also another form of time. It has to do with our ancient ancestry as well. Sacred places, sacred rites, tradition, like I said, foundational things that we've established over time. It rules cycles of life, but like I said, in more of like a traditional way. So we, for example, when we talk about root work astrology on Friday, we set these particular rituals or ceremonies or rites in order to honor or evoke, even, right, because we're on the opposite of Cancer, evoke this particular energy, or work through this particular cycle. Now, Capricorn also rules the bones. So we'll get into that root work astrology on another video as well. But this, your bones hold memory. All right. Like I said, again, it's time. It's the memory of time. And your physical body, your physical vessel holds the memories and things. So a lot of times when we're talking about trauma, maybe it might not be enough to just talk through the things that you have been through, right? But you have to move through the things that you have been through, or you have to move, like physically, getting energy off of your body, physically moving energy out of your body, which that's what Capricorn does. It holds, your bones hold so much memory. Your teeth also too hold a lot of memory. That's why even in ancient Egypt or Kemet, you'll see that the bones are usually the physical bones as well, but the bones usually is what they use to identify the people. It's used actually goes down to like lineages and things you could find through the bones. DNA is actually found through the bones as well. They even go into the father and the mother. I think the right side of the mouth is ruled by the father, or is it the left side? I think the right side is ruled by the father, and the left side is ruled by the mother, and things like that. So it definitely goes into that, because Capricorn also rules the teeth, because the teeth are bones as well too. So that's what you can see kind of for Capricorn energy. Just think about it as like structural restrictions. It's also Saturn rules over Capricorn as well. So this is where we talk about rules, regulations, restrictions. But it's also like matured. It always reminds me of that older man on the beginning of, I don't think it's the beginning or ending of Toy Story, when he's like sitting at that chess board and like knocking over the chips and stuff. But just think of it as like an old wise sage, that has like very wise, has a lot of ancient knowledge and wisdom, and you kind of sit on the stoop, or sit by the maple tree, or the oak tree, and just kind of soak in all that wisdom. That's Capricorn energy here for sure. So when we're talking about the Cancer South Node and the Capricorn North Node, so let's talk about the Cancer South Node first. Okay, so when we're talking about the Cancer South Node, we're talking about the past life energy, the energy we've been through in a past life incarnation. Now, you want to kind of look to see if there's any planets, if there's any aspects, or what I like to call conversational lines happening between the planetary energies that you'll see in your personal birth chart. But also, what you'll see is maybe you had a family dynamic, especially with South Node and Cancer here, where maybe you spent a lot of time more so domesticated or in the home base. Also, too, Western astrology is a little bit different with this, but one thing that's coming up for me, especially with the Cancerian energy, when we talk about hunters and gatherers, okay, the divine feminine actually at one point in time before the Western culture came were the hunters and the gatherers. So we could talk about Cancerian energy being domesticated, but at the end of the day, Cancer is going to make sure that the resources and the things that are needed, specifically even like emotional nurturing and things like that, is going to be provided for the family dynamic in the home front. All right. So making sure that everything, the babies got what they need, the communities got what they need, Now, granted, I will say this. All right. Just because there's mother energy here, all right, that does not mean that mother with this Cancerian energy is supposed to crack her back, and not care for herself. The only way that you are able to really truly care for yourself or care for others if you are caring for yourself. Not to say that it's not possible, but you're just going to be doing it from a less than empty cup. Okay, it's not gonna be a full lit overflowing cup. It's gonna be a pressed cup. Okay, you might have to blow on it a couple times in order for it to work. Just saying. All right, so just keep that in mind. You could have had like a strong matriarchy as well too, with just a lot of women present, or you could have even had like maybe a lot of sisters, or even a big family dynamic and things like that. Or you had a specific relationship to your mother that could have changed the trajectory of your life. Regardless, maybe you were very, very close to your mother, or maybe your mother could have been very smothering, or maybe you had a dynamic depending on like where it's at for you. Maybe you were very distant from your mother, and maybe you lacked some type of nurturing and things like that. Also, you could see as well, I want to say pharaoh, but queendomhood, if you will. All right. You can also see that as well here too, with the energy of Cancerian energy, like rulerships of women. Also too, you could see living by water, living by sea. Definitely, bodies of water is very significant and important. Boats are very significant and important. If we're going like back in time, right, past lives, kind of energy. Maybe you, if you felt really called to the sea, with this energy here, are really called by water, you, like I said, you could have spent a lot of time by water as well. Also too, land is very significant here, nurturing and tending to the land and animals, and also childbirth. So this is where you could even see doulas. You can see midwives as well, midwiferys as well, or people that even have very strong spiritual gifts and abilities, like seers, any type of spiritual gifts, honestly, psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, herbalists, plant medicines and all that kind of stuff as well too. Here you can see, yes, baby, got my little kitty butts in here. So yeah, that's what you can see with Cancer South Node, just like a cool scope. Now, when it comes to the North Node in Capricorn, maybe you are finding more structure in your family dynamic. Now, this could be definitely more of a focus on, like, in Western astrology's career, but more so Capricorn is focused on like the legacy that they want to leave behind, you know, in its highest energy, all right? Because Capricorn or Saturnian energy has a lot to do with power and control, much like Scorpio and Pluto, the planet Pluto, all right? But it has to do with power and control. It has to do with structure, all right? So maybe you're learning to have maybe like a solidified foundation within your family dynamic, or you're focused more on the material things, because Capricorn is cardinal earth versus Cancer, which is cardinal water. Okay, so going from like this emotional watery, kind of energy, or just feeling into things, kind of energy in other people, versus kind of having, like I said, that Saturnian structure where you focus on building or working towards some type of long-term goal or a project, or just, like I said, something you want to leave behind. Capricorn also has to do with physical housing structures as well. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. This is where you can see somebody who might have like wanting to, supply homes for the homeless, right? They're working to have like some type of building, some type of like physical co-op, because like I said, it's earth. So having something physical to leave behind for people, or maybe, this is like somebody who may, for example, have a homeless shelter, or just like like I said, just like a living. This, like I said, this is like just examples of like what this could look like. It doesn't have to, it could be career, focus, or just ambition on things. But, Capricorn is also very concerned about the needs of others. They just have a different way of showing or expressing their emotional state. Sometimes even Capricorn, well, coming from a South Node, in Cancer, it is very much so emotionally focused or empathetically focused. And so it's still having this energy, but also, like I said, building structures around what it is or the things that you want to create. Because Cancer is a very creative energy. It's water. All water is very creative energy. You can work with water to create, or dream, because Cancer also has to do with the dream state in the dream world and things like that, and sleep as well here too. All right, so Capricorn is focused, like I said, just building those more solidified foundations here as well too. All right, so when we talk about Capricorn South Node and Cancer South or Cancer North Node, Cancer or Capricorn South Node focuses on maybe, having a solidified home base, right? Making sure the resources are provided in order to have the home front, or maybe there was just like a really extreme focus on work and duty, that you forgot about the family dynamic, or you forgot about the community, So the Cancer North Node is more so emotional focus, and maybe releasing some of the patterns that have to do with maybe like overworking, or just focusing too much on the outside realm or outside world, or trying to, gain the resources, for, not to say gain resources for other people, but maybe just having like an inner focus. Maybe there's like some emotional things that you ignored in your past life, or just wasn't really privy to in your past life, that could have had a lot of effects on you emotionally. And so this lifetime is helping you really overcome those energies here, or make resonance with those energies. Like, okay, well, I focus a lot, like I know how to build a foundation, or I'm learning to build a foundation, or I've learned to build or was learning to build foundations in the past, or whatever form that may look like. But now I'm learning to have a better emotional connections to myself, and also better emotional connection to other people, specifically with the mother. Saturn has to do with the father, or Capricorn usually has to do with the father here. So you could have even seen your father or a divine masculine, or just somebody in your life, even if it was a feminine figure, working very hard, right, to gain material resources. All right. So that's a little bit about the North Node and South Node in Cancer and Capricorn. I almost forgot it. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure you check out that cheat sheet below. If you haven't taken notes already, that gives you kind of the scoop on the North Node and South Node energies and things like that. And also check the whole site just to see if there's any courses or cheat sheets and things like that that you are interested in as well too. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe so this energy, or this, I guess, that energy, this video can get to who it needs to as well. And yeah, what else? Yeah, make sure you comment down below too, because again, I love y'all's comments and things like that. But other than that, you already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out without a doubt. Deuces.